Hey, buddy. How do you like that intro, huh? I realized last time when I went back to listen that it kinda sounds a bit creepy, which I find funny, so I might keep it. Anyway, I was quite surprised with the response to my last video on this type of thing. Not that I made anything since then, it's only been a week. But yeah, I didn't expect so many people to be interested. I don't know. It's kind of fun seeing your reaction. I got a lot of good suggestions for what to talk about next. One of the first ones was from Cassirollchan, and they asked for me to talk about mushrooms. And you know, I said I will, because that is a good topic. I love mushrooms. I like them in spaghetti, I like them in stir-fry, but I don't only like the taste, I like the way they look. I love the red ones with the white spots, though that might be because of Mario. I love seeing little clusters of them in like a cute little patch. We used to get them growing in our yard when I was a kid, though those mushrooms kind of scared me because my parents were always like, oh no, don't touch those, they're poisonous to touch. And I was like, oh. And so I do have a fear of getting anywhere near a mushroom, but I like how they look. We actually used to have mushrooms growing on our tree that we had to cut down. They were growing on a very dead part of the tree, and I don't know, I only noticed them a few times, but the times I did look, it was kind of like a cool little village. Can you imagine in an ordinary world such as this, a tiny collection of mushrooms housing a tiny collection of fairies? It wouldn't be very original, of course, but it would be very cool, and I would love if the tree that we used to have could have been housing some of those little peoples. I love tiny things. You probably don't know this about me. I love watching little tiny cooking things being made, like actual edibles, little things, using very small appliances and little pans over candles in an oven, a small little oven. I don't know, there's something so appealing about really tiny things, whether it be food, like I was just saying, or just little objects. I don't know. They're just so adorable to me. I would love to own as many miniatures as I could. But anyway, back to mushrooms. The ones that grew around my house were always white or like a creamy color. It would have been nice to have some like cute colors like a pale yellow or pink, even though I don't even know. There probably is a pink mushroom out there somewhere. I actually just recently heard that the largest living creature is a mushroom, and I don't know where it is because I just learned this earlier today through word of mouth. Like the entire mushroom is like all around this gigantic forest, and apparently it is bigger than the USA altogether. And I'm like, how does that even work? Does it like tower over all the trees, which would, you know, kill the trees? I didn't understand, but apparently the entire mushroom is like a bunch of the mushrooms connected underground, and so it counts as one mushroom. It's like the roots of the mushroom underground, and it's like as if the mushroom tops are like little leaves on a tree, and then the stumpy bit is like the roots under the ground, and apparently it like spans across the whole forest, and all the windings and spiralings of all the little mushroom tops and mushroom stalks, I guess they're called. I do not know. I might like mushrooms, but I guess I don't know much about them scientifically. But in all, it apparently is larger than the United States all put together, and it is so unbelievable. I sat there like, wow, are you for real? For real? I was amazed, and I was so proud that it is a mushroom, because I love mushrooms. If I could, I would wear a hat that looks like a mushroom. I collect hats. I don't know if I ever talked about it, but I have a large bin of just hats. Tons of hats. I love collecting hats. I would love to have a mushroom hat. Or at least a red hat that has white spots, so I can pretend it's like Toad's mushroom top. And I would tell people that I'm Toad. You know, I just learned the other day that the Toad general species in Mario is genderless, and I was like, oh nice. But there's Toadette, and it said they're genderless, they just choose to take on some gendered attributes, which I found very cool and interesting, and it also specified that Toad and Toadette are not a couple, and I was very pleased with that. Very pleased indeed. I bet you didn't think I had this much to say about mushrooms. I bet you just wanted me to talk about the mushroom fiasco on Twitter, didn't you? Alright, for those who don't know, there was a mushroom war on Twitter between me and a few other fanime people. It started with Trevor, aka Studio Bunny, posting on Twitter that they were quote-unquote selling mushrooms, and it was a joke, of course, but I, being the person I am, was very excited to learn they were legitimately going to be selling mushrooms, and well, it wasn't legitimate, they probably weren't going to, but I was just so excited. I went ahead and paid them real money through PayPal and was like, you better keep your promise about delivering a mushroom. And they did. They drew me a mushroom and it was beautiful. And then after I legitimately bought that mushroom, a bunch of other people started to comment on that Twitter thread that they were selling a bunch of other stuff, or like, they were selling mushrooms but for a lower price, but I was like, it's too late, I already bought these mushrooms. There was a lot more to that story, but I think just you guys knowing that I really bought a picture of a mushroom, even though the premise was a joke, I think that should tell you a little something about me and my wonderful decisions. It was a great 2 or 3 hours spent just obsessing over Twitter, seeing all the responses from everyone offering me mushrooms and eggs and herbs after I bought a mushroom. It was a fun day. But anyway, this project should be coming to a bit of a close now. I worked on the Jaden Unshaken Ending. I did some animation at the beginning half, and then closer to the end I worked on some of the ending still pictures. I hope you guys enjoyed. It was a lot of fun to make this video, especially talking about mushrooms. Thank you once again, Cassiroll, for the topic. I will pick someone else's suggestion for next video if I can, if I find enough to say about it like this time. You can go ahead and leave more suggestions in this comment section if you would like. Or just tell me how your day is going. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna ask you a few questions, if you don't mind. How has your day been? How has your week been? What do you hope to do in the coming weeks? Do you have anything exciting coming up? I just remembered I'm possibly going to the zoo this coming Saturday, which will be fun. Tell me in the comments and I'll read all of them, and I'll respond to as many as I can. Thank you once again for watching. I really enjoyed working on this for you, and I'll see you next time. Have a great day.